Of you, welcome back to course of computing. Our today's topic of video is introduction to feed forward and feedback network. So in the previous video we have started the topic of adaptive network. We understand what is the architecture of adaptive network, what are the application where it can be used, and we have started just the classification of adaptive network. So there are two types are there. One is a feed forward network and second one is a feedback network. So in this video we are going to understand in detail how feed forward network works and how feedback network works and what is the difference between these two. So let's start with the feed forward network. So what we can say about feed forward network? Feed forward network is that network which was created in the year of 1980s. And the specialty of feed forward network is that information only flows in one direction, that is from input layer towards output layer. So here you can see, I will show you. So this is what a structure of feed forward network. In this case you can see that information is flowing in only one direction, that is from input layer towards the output layer. So this is what the specialty of a feed forward network. Feed forward means you are moving information only in forward direction, not in a backward direction. There is no provision provided in case of feed forward network to have information or in order to provide the feedback from the output layer to the input layer. So that is not present in feed forward network, and it is represented by a cyclic directed graph. Okay, this is what important. It's not a cyclic because there is no cycle. When there is a possibility of cycle, when there is a at least one edge from output layer to input layer, but in this case you can see all the edges are there from all the edges are there in the forward direction, that is from input nodes to output node, but there is not a single edge from the backward direction from output layer to input layer. So we can say it is a totally acyclic. Okay, there is no cycle. So in this case no feedback is there. That is what a problem with a feed forward network. In case of a feed forward network, there is a problem is that there is no provision through which you can provide the feedback that what kind of output we are getting, because in case of artificial neural network what we have forward propagation and we have backward propagation. So in case of feed forward network we only have forward propagation. In case of a forward propagation, what we are doing, we are providing some kind of input. There is a set of weight value which is being assigned. That weight value is multiplied with the input value, so that you will get some kind of output. So that output is again sent to the next layer or the next node, then their processing will be takes place. So in this way processing will takes place and the finally output passes from input layer to the output layer. But in this case we are not going to evaluate, means in this case there is no provision of providing the feedback. That means at the end you are evaluating that what is the difference between expected output and the actual output. It is not necessary that every time you will get exact expected output that you are expecting, but the difference means there should be a difference between the expected output and the actual output. So in that case what is expected, that you need to convey the difference to the network so that weight value can be adjusted. So this is not possible in feed forward network because there is no provision of providing feedback so that weight value can be improved. Whatever the output that you are getting, that is finalized. So again another thing is that it has no memory of input. This is what again interesting thing to understand about feed forward network. It has no memory of input. That means it works only on the current input value, but it will not remember about the previous input what is being provided. That is a problem with the feed forward network. It only considered current input, and it is not, it just forget about what happened in the past except their training. Means in the previous case what input is given that is being ignored, or we can say that is not remembered because there is no memory available in case of feed forward network, it only works on the current input. Whatever the current input that you are providing, according to that it will process it and provide the output, but there is no specific memories available where it can store the intermediate output, so that this output can be used in another layer, where miss output generated by one node cannot be used as a input in the another directly, because there is no specific memories available. So that is a main problem in case of a feed forward network, and it maps one input to one output. So this is how the overall structure of feed forward network. Here we have input x1 and x2, these are considered as a input. Then these nodes are connected with each other. See, in this case you may have more than one hidden layer. In the previous case we have seen the structure of a adaptive network, where we discuss about the input layer, hidden layer and the output layer. So there we have seen only one hidden layer is there, but here I want to tell you that in case of ANN you may have n number of hidden layer, and based on which there is a difference between machine learning and deep learning. You can say that in case of machine learning, number of hidden layers are less, but in case of deep learning, number of hidden layers are more. Is number of hidden layer that is to be decided based on the complexity of application. If your application is very complex, you require a more number of hidden layer. It's just very simple, that suppose particular means what is the complexity of a problem. Suppose we want to learn a particular technology which is very complicated, so in that case you require more training. But if you want to learn a very simple concept, so that can be learned within a quick time, that means in less amount of time. So in that case we can say that less number of hidden layer is there. But when the problem is very complex, so in that case number of hidden layer should be more. So here we have input layer, here we have output layer, but in this case we have two hidden layer 1 and hidden layer 2. And I told you that in this case all the means n number of neurons are present in the every layer, and there is no thumb rule how many number of neuron to be present in the input layer, output layer and the hidden layer. So in case of output layer, it's totally depend upon application. Suppose you are working on the application, which application, let's say classification of dog and cat. Okay, you are just working on the application dog and cat. So in this case, in the output layer obviously two node will be there, one is for cat and one is for dog. And for providing the input also you need to decide the number of node, and in the hidden layer also you will decide the number of nodes. So this is how feed forward network is there. We can say that feed forward network is that network, in this case information flows only in one directional, there is no feedback mechanism is available, due to which it will not able to correct itself. So this is what the first type of adaptive network, feed forward network. Now the second type of adaptive network is feedback network or recurrent network. As its name suggests, feedback. So obviously from its name you can understand that it is a type of network where feedback is provided from output layer to the input layer, or to we can say hidden layer, so that the value of weight can be changed, and there is a possibility that you may get a expected output, because it is not necessary in one iteration itself you will get the same expected output. Means actual output and expected output is same, there should be a difference. We can call it as a loss function. Loss function can be used to determine the loss, or you can say difference between the actual output and the expected output, because what is our expectation? Our expectation is that actual output should match the expected output. Then we can say that your network is very good, or your network is proper. So this recurrent network also created in the year of 1980s, and in this case information flow is bidirectional. As we have seen in case of a feed forward network, information only flows from input layer to output towards the output layer, that means it is unidirectional. But in case of a recurrent network, the information flow is a bidirectional, means there is a possibility that information is flowing from input layer to output layer, and also from output layer to input layer, or you can say hidden layer, means bidirectional, forward direction also and backward direction also. So this flow of information back in the backward direction is very important in order to improve the processing. Okay, and in this case cycle will be there, information cycle through a loop formation will be there. So loop is very important. Suppose we want to have feedback mechanism, then in that case loop is important. So we can say that it is cyclic in nature. We can say that feed forward network follows a cyclic network, but it is a cyclic network because in this case there is a cycle. When it makes a decision, it takes into consideration the current input and also what it has learned from the input. This is what a specialty of recurrent network. In case of feed forward network, what we have seen, it only remembers the current input, but it is forget about the previous. It doesn't means it ignore what happened in the past. But this is not the case in case of recurrent network. A recurrent network have memory where it can store the intermediate output that is being generated. That's why we can say that when it makes a decision, it take into consideration the current input and also what is learned from the input it received previously. This is important thing, and it is represented by cyclic directed graph, just we have seen, and it produces the output and loops into back into network. That means feedback mechanism is available. So how back propagation will take place in the recurrent network? What is back propagation? So in this case you are providing input. Here we have some weight, so that is being multiplied, weighted sum, and that is passed into this. Again here we have some weighted value, some processing will take place, some value will be provided here. So in this way information is passed to the output layer. So in this case what we have loss function. Through this loss function, cost function, you can check whether expected output and actual output is same or not. Suppose there is a difference, that difference is propagated in the backward direction, so that according to that weight is being adjusted. Again you have to check means forward propagation, backward propagation. This will happen in the recurrent network. In case of feed forward network, only forward propagation is there, but in case of recurrent network, forward propagation and backward propagation is there. And backward propagation is very important if you want that your network should learn by its experience, then backward propagation is important. Backward propagation means whatever the loss that is being calculated at this layer, that should be communicated to the hidden layer and to input layer, so that weight value can be adjusted. Then RNN can map one to many, many to many, and many to one. That is classifying a voice, means where you can use a recurrent network. Suppose you have a voice recognition system where a number of person are talking, so your system has to recognize a voice, whose voice it is. So in that case you cannot use feed forward network, but here you can use the recurrent network to understand this.